Upon reflection, you know, when I finally stood up to my father and he wasn't going to hit me anymore, he was demanding that I do something at that second, and I refused, and he was just about to hit me. And I clocked him. And, some people say, oh, it's so disrespectful. And, my memory's never going to be 100%. But there are things you'll never forget. And honestly, because I never, tried to hit my father before the moment that I kicked his ass. I always watched my brother hit him. So this was going to be the first time I was going to hit my father in the face. And I honestly expected him to have like a cinder block face. I thought I was going to smash my hand. I didn't think my father was going to get hurt. But I didn't care. I just wanted to show him that I was ready to fight. And he went down like a sack of potatoes. And I felt terrible about hitting my father. And I went to go help him up. And I got attacked by my own Doberman pincher is biting my back, my side, my back, and trying to pull me backwards. I was trying to help my father up, and my dog is pulling me away from my father. Because my dog, thought I was trying to kill my father, beat the shit out of him. Dogs can have misunderstandings too. So after I cleared things up with Sheba and I detached her jaws from my body, I helped my father up. And my father never raised his hand to me again after that day. And it's like when I was in court, the only witness against me in court, and I'm not going to say anything because if I would have said anything, he would have ended up in jail. And he had a small kid, which he brought to court, by the way, Jacob. I mean, your memory's never going to be 100%. But how do you remember something that never happened? Like, how do you remember someone putting a shotgun in your mouth when that never happened? And you tell the jury, he didn't do it violently. He did it gently. That's why there was no cuts in a shotgun in your mouth, and you didn't get a fat lip. You didn't get a gum bleed, a chipped tooth, nothing. And there's no DNA on the gun. And then he cries on the stand. And the judge says the jury has to leave. And as the jury leaves the courtroom, his crying gets louder. The further they get down the hallway to whatever room they were going, his cries, raised in decibels as they got further away. And this is the kid that I taught everything to. He was my apprentice. Crazy, man. And I'm going to say one more thing. Because it was so unbelievable. I couldn't believe when it happened. I'm in court. I'm not saying a thing. I know I'm getting hung. 4 years in jail? God, give me a fucking break. How many days has anyone in Washington spent in jail for all the fucked up shit they've done? And I did 4 years of my life gone. And you become institutionalized. It's not just the 4 years. You're fucked for the rest of your life. Just like when a cop has to deal with something that he, follows him for the rest of his life. Well, when fucking cops do fucked up shit, the other people have to live with that for the rest of their lives too. So I'm sitting in court and the bullshit's flying back and forth and the fucking prosecutor is Jewish. And like he's making eye contact with like the guy on the jury who's Jewish, who's like really, running the show on the jury. And the fucking prosecutor picks up the shotgun and he points it at the fucking jury. And the juror that the gun was actually at hops out of her chair. The woman hops out of her chair because he points a shotgun at her. And I go to no one says shit except the juror was in shock. And then, he slowly moved the gun away as if to say he wasn't pointing. He was just, he was turning the gun in that direction. So I go to my public pretender, who's a nice guy. I love him. Good old Jimmy. So I go to my public pretender and I'm like, listen, shouldn't we say something about him pointing the shotgun at the jury? Because, I'm worried about the poor lady. If he does it again, she might actually have a heart attack. Fucking, my lawyer stands up and the judge is like, oh yeah, you'll refrain from pointing the shotgun at the jerk. And then the fucking balls of the prosecutor. Oh, I apologize, Your Honor. I'm not used to handling a weapon. What a dick. Well, anyway, that's the story again. Justice in America.